What's up my friends, welcome back to the channel. Since I've made my video about the new Klaris Mini machine to make clear ice, I received a lot of questions from you about what machine you should get between the Mini and the Classic. So today I want to clear things up and help you make the right choice. It's not going to be another demo video because I already made those. I'm going to link them in the description in case you haven't watched them already. But instead, I want to make a quick guide to really help you make the right call according to your needs and budget. And we're also going to touch base quickly about whether or not buying a Klaris machine is a good idea for you in the first place. So even though I said I wouldn't make of this video a demo, I still want to make sure we're all on the same page and we all know what the Klaris machines can do. So both machines, the Mini and the Klaris, were designed to easily make perfect clear ice. And when I say easily, it couldn't be easier. You just have to fill them up with water, press play, and wait. Both machines make the exact same quality of ice and the same size of cubes, but there are still some differences, and mainly it's the price, the quantity of cubes you can make, and the time it takes to run a cycle. So those are the things we're going to talk about later to help you make the right choice. But before, who really the Klaris machine is for? So sure, you can make clear ice at home using the DIY cooler method, but let's be honest, it takes a ton of freezer space, it is messy to unmold, it takes a long time to freeze, and also quite a long time to cut and harvest the ice. On the other hand, the Klaris machines will solve those problems. It takes no freezer space at all, it is not messy, no hassle, and you can use that freezer space to store your ice instead of having a giant cooler sitting there eating up all your space, and still it will give you only about 25% of that space in usable ice. So if you enjoy the DIY process and all what comes with it, maybe it's not for you, but if you find it annoying, if you care for perfect, consistent clear ice without the work, then it's a game changer. And believe it or not, it can also save you money in the end, even though the price tags of the machines, because if you pay for your clear ice or if you run a small bar program, you can pay your machine off in under 1 year and then have free clear ice for the rest of your life. So if you pay for your ice or run a small bar program, if you care for quality and consistency but don't want to deal with the hassle, or if you are a cocktail enthusiast, content creator, or don't have a lot of freezer space and still want to have professional quality clear ice at home, then the Klaris is definitely for you. But which one you should pick between the Mini and the Classic? This is a question we're gonna try to answer next. So first, let's compare both footprints of the machines. The Klaris Mini is definitely smaller than its bigger brother, with a 7.5 inches high by 7.5 large and 8 inches deep, whereas the Klaris Classic is 9 inches by 9 inches and 12 inches high. So if the space on your counter is not an infinite resource, this is definitely something to consider. Now, the flagship Klaris produces 4 cubes at a time. It takes about 11 hours to run a cycle, and it's the only of them two that you can buy a different mold that produces 3 spears for highballs. There's a digital display that shows you what stage your ice making is at, and a delay start option that lets you choose between 2, 4, or 8 hours. Once the ice is ready, it also tells you how long it can keep the ice before it starts melting. Speaking of which, it can hold on the ice for about 5 hours post-cycle, and the price of it is $5.49. Now for the Mini, it produces the same size of cubes than the flagship, but only 2 at the time, and the spear option is not available. It takes about 8 hours to produce a cycle, and it can hold on the ice for up to 24 hours post-cycle. There's also a 4 hours delayed start option, and the price of it is $2.99. So if you run 2 cycles a day with the Classic Klaris machine, this will give you 56 cubes. If you leave the Mini running non-stop for 1 week, this will give you about 35 cubes. So if I had to choose between one or the other, this is how I would break it down. If you need more than 35 ice cubes a week, or if you really enjoy the ice spears, I would definitely go with the Classic. But if you make and drink only a couple of cocktails a couple of times a week, then the Mini will be perfectly fine and enough for you. Now, if you run a small bar program, or if for whatever reason you go through a lot of clear ice a week and you pay for it, this is the equation that I think will sell you to the concept. If you pay 50 cents a cube, which is pretty much the average for a 2x2 ice cube, the Mini will pay for itself in 1 year at 50 cubes and the Classic at about 92. And given the fact that the machines can produce easily twice as much as that a month, let's say that you produce 200 cubes a month with the Klaris instead of paying for it, the machine will pay for itself in under 6 months. So at the end of the day, both machines make perfect crystal clear ice. The real question is just how much you need and how often you want to use it. So if you want performance and flexibility, go with the Classic. If you want simplicity, compact size, and great value, go with the Mini. And don't forget, if you use my promo code TOTR10 at checkout, you will get 10% off your purchase site-wide. So either ways, your biggest win will be that you will never have to fight with a big cooler in your freezer ever again. So if you have any questions about the Klaris machines or clear ice in general, feel free to drop a comment below. I will read them all and will do my best to answer. So this is it for me today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, to turn the bell if you want to make sure not to miss the next video. And until then, thank you very much again. Have a great day and see you very soon. Peace.